I'm Renee.
And I'm Allison.
And we're here today to teach you some variations on different yoga poses.
Today we're going to start off with tree pose, also known as Vrikshasana. Some props you might want to have on hand for tree pose is obviously your yoga mat, blanket, towel, cushion, or some blocks. That's not what I meant to say.
No, you can use blocks or a pillow. When you're at home for your home practice, you can use a lot of different things.
Whatever you've got on hand to help you out.
Yeah.
So first we'll show you the traditional version of tree pose.
So remind Allison to be shoulder width distance apart. That's always tricky for me to say. Or sometimes people think of it as hip width distance, but sometimes we get that wrong because we think our hips are a lot bigger than they are. So I tend to talk about shoulders. So Allison's already in great alignment, and she's going to check and make sure that her feet are rooted and grounded into the earth. Always a good thing. If you go fast into tree pose, you're going to find that your balance is worse. So you want to take a nice deep breath. And then make sure your eyes are open, and I'll encourage Allison to shift her weight to the right side. So once she shifts her weight to the right side, she'll continue in through the pose.
So as Renee said, I've got my foot nice and grounded to the earth, just like the roots of a tree connecting down below as your foundation. As I work my way up the body, I am lifting and engaging in the quadricep here. I can feel my glutes ever so slightly engaged, mostly lifting up in the core, so I know I've got the support right in my center. The left leg is automatically coming off the ground, but if you're working with your balance today, keep your toes rested. That's variation 1. You can just let your toes rest right there, open up the hip, so slowly rotate that hip backwards. Again, you're still engaging nice and tall, lifting in the heart and rolling my shoulders back. Hands can either come to heart center or they can rest on your hips, whatever you're comfortable with. And whenever you are ready to engage a little bit more, start to let those arms grow up towards the sky like the branches of a tree extending.
It looks beautiful. And the other thing to mention too is that there's a focal point, or a drishti as we yogis often call it.
Yes.
So you'll want to find a place to
It's like creating an anchor with your eyes.
Yeah, and to keep breathing.
Once I am able to lift my left leg, I can keep the sole of my foot resting just on the inside of the leg. If it is near the knee area, you just want to make sure that you're not applying pressure, because the standing leg is nice and strong to support, so this foot is just resting anywhere. And again, if your toes are down, that's perfectly fine as well. When you're ready to release, just slowly come back to center, rotate the knee forward, lower down, shift your weight, ground yourself before moving to the opposite side.
Yeah, and the thing to also remember is that all trees look different. So your tree might look a little bit different. Do what works for you.
Absolutely.
Did you want to do the other variation with the leg across on the opposite side?
Sure,
Okay.
let's show them that.
So now Allison's going to do the opposite side leg. So she's going to take a nice deep breath again. Engage and root down in that as she shifts to the left side.
So my right leg is starting to open, left leg is nice and strong, again rising all the way up. That right foot is slowly starting to rise up, and I'm just going to gently cross it over the left leg. Nice little bend in the knee here. You can keep that standing leg a little
It's windy.
a little bit bent as well, and then you can gradually squat a little bit, testing out your balance here, playing around with it. And again, any position with your arms, whatever works for you today. When you're ready to release, slowly unwind, let your feet settle before shifting, and then get ready for the other side.
Awesome. And the other thing I think is also worth noting is that you might need to come in and out of it a few times. That's totally okay. That happens. Like I said, it was windy in here, but our balance is different all the time, especially when you're talking and doing it. That's always going to be the case. But
keeping that focus with your gaze, that will really help to create that anchor, and having props or a wall nearby, we can variate that one as well.
Yeah, so we'll join you back in one moment, and we'll do tree at the wall. So now Allison is going to do tree at the wall. So you'll notice that her buttocks is kind of leaning on the wall, but her feet are not completely against it, so her ankles are up off the wall, and that gives her some space here.
So my butt is just gently resting against the wall, and again I can lift up nice and tall, feel the back of my shoulders slightly resting as well. So that way I know I've got the wall here for support. So here I'm going to start by bringing my hands to heart center, and again taking that nice breath in. I'll start by shifting my weight to the right foot, slowly lifting up the left. And again, just slowly rotating that hip open, turning the knee out. And if I feel comfortable trying to come away from the wall here, I can really root that right foot down and start to find my balance. Lifting up, but I know I've got that wall there for support if I need it. And again, from here, arms extend, any variation of tree that feels good for you.
I can really feel this one a lot deeper on this side because my leg is really open. My hips are engaged here. There's a lot of muscles doing some strong work in this because I'm not worried about falling.
We should show partner tree as well.
Oh yeah, we can do partner tree.
Ooh.
Yay!
All right, let's go right into that.
Okay.
If you've got a friend to do this video with, try it out. So Renee and I will start. Renee will focus on her right leg being grounded. I will have my left leg grounded. It's okay if we come off the mat for this. We're still gonna keep a little bit of distance in between us. And so Renee will work on grounding her right foot. I'm gonna work on grounding my left foot. Should we interlock our arms?
Yeah, do you wanna
hold
do it like
hands,
this?
something like that?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel better today. Yeah.
All right, so finding that breath.
So I've always learned to let one person get into it first so that
Okay.
you're not going at the same time.
All right,
So I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Sure, right leg is rising up. All right, right hand at heart center. Go ahead, Renee.
I'm working on it. Okay.
Oh, look
There
at
we go.
that.
We haven't done it in a while.
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful.
Or of course you can let your arms grow.
We can make a heart.
We can do whatever we want.
Yay! Awesome. And then you come out of it slowly.
Yep.
Beautiful. Thanks for being a tree with me.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
And then next we're going to meet down on the floor to do tree on the earth. Okay, so we're back with tree and we're going to do this at the floor. I teach a lot of restorative yoga and so I teach tree on the floor a lot. So I'm going to give Allison a blanket to use for her head and her neck. And if you don't have a blanket, you can use a towel or a pillow or anything that you have. And it's also okay if you don't have a yoga mat. So I'm gonna encourage Allison to go ahead and lay down. Beautiful. So just get comfy and then extend your legs out. Excellent. And so from here, Allison, I'm not sure which, I feel like maybe you want to do your left leg first?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So I'm going to have you take a nice deep breath. Exhale it out. And then when you're ready, take this left leg and bend the left knee so the sole of the foot comes into the right leg. Like a little triangle here, yeah. So if you need, you can use a block underneath here or a blanket. Do you need this today or not so much?
It's helpful.
Okay. So Allison's going to use this today here on the side, and it might change day to day for you, and that's okay. So from here, now I'll invite Allison to take another nice deep breath, and as she exhales, I'll have her engage her right leg and take the toes up towards the ceiling, but keep breathing. So this is another pose that, sometimes we tend to want to hold our breath, but you don't need to.
So as I'm engaging in that left or that right leg, it's automatically bringing the awareness up into my center, my heart. Even the crown of my head, I feel, is reaching towards the wall, just like if I was in the standing version.
Yeah. So when I studied with people with mobility issues doing yoga, we often did this with people who were paralyzed, and we would support in getting their body in that space, and we called it inverting the room. So essentially, we changed where the floor was in space and time. So right now, Allison's kind of it's much like she's pressing into the earth, even though with that right leg, even though it's not really there. So yeah, take a nice deep breath and then let those muscles go on that right leg. Just let it soften. Notice how that feels.
Feels good.
Yeah, it feels good. This is a fun way to do tree. And of course you would do the other side as well. So try that at home and see what you think and enjoy all the variations of tree and this asana practice. What's the Sanskrit for tree again?
Vrikshasana.
Vrikshasana.
Tree pose.
Take care, everybody.
Namaste.
Namaste.